Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Devils fans of all ages, welcome back to Devil's Den Hockey. Now, it's been a while. My last video was on, I actually can't remember. Oh, it was Dougie Hamilton versus the People. But we're not here to talk about Dougie Hamilton tonight. I mean, a little bit. But nonetheless, welcome back to Devil's Den Hockey, and we're here for the start of the 2025-2026 New Jersey Devils season. And oh boy, we chose an interesting night to sort of pop off, shall we say. So, the New Jersey Devils play their first game of the season against the Carolina Hurricanes in Carolina, an arena that we just can't seem to win in. I believe in our last 10, we're 0-9-1, which you can probably bring it up to just 0-10 at this point. Nonetheless, New Jersey enters their first game of the season against Carolina, and, well, I'll say this, it could have been a lot better. It also could have been a whole hell of a lot worse. Let me explain. So, first period of the game, we start off in traditional New Jersey fashion with the other team scoring first, and we get the traditional tweet, 1-0 them. And honestly, the first period, besides the Devils not getting a lot of shots on net and getting blatantly outshot to the point where the Devils had 3 shots with 5 minutes left in the first period, and they started to pick it up in the second, but nonetheless, New Jersey keeps putting pucks on the net. Not enough, in my opinion, but eventually one goes in, and the New Jersey Devils have tied the game, and it's 1-1, okay? It's Dougie Hamilton who puts it away on the on the backhand in front of the net. Weird goal from Hamilton. You don't see him very often with a backhand in front of the net. Nonetheless, it goes in. Dougie Hamilton gets his first of the year and the first goal for the New Jersey Devils. Second period, the Carolina Hurricanes score again, and Carolina's up 2-1. But don't worry, another unsung hero of the Devils arrives, and his name is Cody freaking Glass, who, with the most surprising Phil Kessel-esque wrist shot, scores an absolute zinger past Anderson, and the game is tied 2-2. And the Devils are getting a lot of pressure. They're getting a ton of pressure on Anderson, and it seems like the shot tallies almost end up even. In fact, the Devils are down by only 3 shots by the end of the second period. But the second period doesn't end 2-2. In fact, Carolina gets a third goal to make it 3-2. Once again, New Jersey continues to push, showing some versatility, showing some strength, and they tie it up with a really nice pass that goes from the right side of the rink all the way over, and Jack Hughes does this really interesting thing where, like, he raises his foot and his stick as well, and it just sort of glides right past Jack, and you can tell the Hurricane who's covering Jack is going, what in the good name of Jack Hughes are you doing? And the puck slides right past him to an open Jesper Bratt, who pops in the back of the net, and the game is again tied 3-3. So now we have a Devils team which gets scored on, ties the game. Gets scored on, ties the game. Gets scored on again, ties the game again. And the second period ends 3-3. And now we go into the third period. And what a dumpster fire it was. The Carolina Hurricanes decide we're not going to score 1 goal. We're not going to score 2 goals. We're going to score 3 goals in the third period to really drive the point home that the Devils are just never allowed to win inside Carolina ever again. Granted, one of them's an empty netter, but I'm sorry, the Devils in the third period, after showing the grit to keep coming back and not going away and not just fading into the background, instead, they wait for the third period to do that, where they get penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty. And whether or not you agree or disagree with the referee's calls on some of these penalties, some of them were pretty friggin' obvious, okay? And I'm sitting here thinking, guys, this is the Carolina Hurricanes. Why are we giving them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to score in the third period? Are we just thinking, it's fine. We'll get another goal. It's fine. It's all good. It wasn't all good. In fact, you go back and you watch these third period goals, okay? The Devils, when they are in their own end and they're defending, it looks like they have cement blocks tied to their feet and their legs. Because what do? They just sort of stand in one place and they sort of shuffle, sort of back and forth, praying to God that the Carolina Hurricanes don't move. And they do. Carolina cycles the puck hella well. In fact, there's moments where you've got three guys on a 5-on-5 who are standing in front of Markstrom, and you've got three Hurricanes just standing there, and nobody has them. And I understand, okay? To be clear, I understand it's game one. It's game one of an 82-game season. That enough, didn't get a point. Okay? Brown didn't really do much, despite being the only guy who was in the positive rating for plus minus tonight. Fun fact about that. Gritsuk didn't score. Gritsuk, I'm not sure how to do pronunciation. Didn't score. But, it sort of is what it is at this point. Kind of, yeah? I don't know. It's game one. A lot of changes had to be made. A lot of growing. A lot of building a system. A lot of following through. But wow. Wow, did our defense get exposed. Our defense got exposed hard. And you know what? I don't want to shit on Luke. I don't. And I'm not going to. But I am just going to mention a little bit that he looked tired out there. He looked tired, and that sucks because he missed most of camp. But you know what? No fault of his own. His agent and New Jersey are discussing a new contract, which eventually got signed. But, he misses most of training camp. And I'm not saying he's out of shape. He's not. He's an NHL elite superstar. Guy's not out of shape. No, he's absolutely not. But, you can tell he's a step or two behind a couple of times. And you know who else was a step or two behind at times? Go back and watch the last goal. Go look at Nemitz. On the last goal, Nemitz doesn't even have a stick in his hand. I'm not kidding. Go run the tape. Go to the last goal and show where they scored. Nemitz is behind the guy who scored, and he doesn't even have a stick in his hand. Where'd it go? Who knows at this point. So, moral of the story here, New Jersey continues its losing streak against the Carolina Hurricanes, arguably the most important team in the NHL from New Jersey's perspective, considering that most likely this year we're probably going to have to play them in the first or the second round this year. Again, I feel like Carolina's turning into the Boston of the Toronto Maple Leafs, or the Boston of the New Jersey Devils at this point. Moral of the story, first period, didn't get enough shots, but kept in the game. Second period, caught up in shots and kept in the game. Third period, dog shit. I got nothing for you. Markstrom, you do what you gotta do, but when your defense don't help you out, there's not much you can do. I made a joke during the game. Mom and I were watching the game, and I was saying, every time the puck hits the post, I feel like goalies should put $100 into a little jar, and then at the end of the year, they take that jar of $100 bills and they go out and celebrate with the team, or they go out and do something with the team. And if that's the case, there would be almost $1,000 in that jar, because there was at least 5 to 6 posts that Carolina hit. This game probably should have been like 11-3, realistically, with the number of posts that Carolina hit. Regardless, it's good to be back. It's good to be making videos again. And game 1, not the greatest, but also not the worst. There's some gems in there. There's some good moments in there. And I think if you chip away at the shit for long enough, you'll find a diamond in there. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for game 1 of the 2025-2026 New Jersey Devil season. We'll be back for game 2 against Tampa Bay Lightning on Saturday. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.